Welcome to a hot Cape Town where I'm slowly dying here of the heat. So I am Wayne, but you can just call me Barker. And this is Barker's Workshop. So a few weeks ago, a guy called, let me just get the name, Victor Brito, excuse me if I don't pronounce your name right, asked me, can I actually do this modification that I mentioned in the internals or when I looked at the Fortnite blaster. I mentioned that it could be modified to take a larger magazine, and it would look something like this. And I said to him, I could potentially do it, but I've never tried it myself, although I mentioned that you could. And so in this video I want to set out and look if I can actually modify this blaster, which belongs to my son, and I had to ask permission for if I can modify his gun. Okay, but let's see if I can actually do this. Okay, so I have opened the blaster up, and let's just move this out of the way. Alright, and let's get a bit of zoom. Alright, so last time what I mentioned is that this part of this internal magazine is roughly the same size as a normal magazine. Okay, and if I hold it over it, you can see it actually is the same width. Okay, last time we discovered that the internal magazine is slightly deeper, okay, than a normal stock standard magazine, but I'm sure I can get around that. Okay, so let me remove some more of the internals, and then we'll continue. Okay, so here we go. Get that into the shot. Okay, so if you look at these two, you can see this is the current internal one, okay, and this is the normal magazine that I want to fit, and you can see this one is deeper. Okay, it's what you want to call it, a little bit wider than this one. So my idea is to actually cut this magazine, the stock standard one, off roughly at that height. Okay, over here, and then to glue it in place like that. I'll have to see, maybe I've got a better idea. Let's just have a look. Move that spring out of the way. Alright guys, okay, so a quick update. I'm making a bit of a change here. So obviously I record this video as I'm exploring doing this myself. So up to now you might have seen me build this up to now. I need to see how I'm going to edit this video, but this is the internal part of the Fortnite blaster combined with an external part, well, extended part of an actual magazine. And while I was doing this, I thought to myself, Wayne, why are you doing this? Because obviously there's a little bit of an issue with the loading mechanism that doesn't really line up properly over here. You can see the internal mag is a little bit wider, okay, and that was causing a little bit of feeding issues with getting the darts to feed properly. So I thought to myself, why am I doing this? And then I looked at just taking a normal magazine. So obviously I took a clear magazine here, because if you go with a blaster like this and you're playing with it, you actually want to know how much ammo you have got left. So if we just look at this blaster in the top down view now, you can see I've gutted it, all the internals are out, but with me cutting this cavity into place now over here and over here, I can actually fit a normal mag in properly, no issues whatsoever. Okay, let me just show you this. So that's what it would look like. And then I thought to myself, so why am I going through all this hassle? Obviously the feeding from existing mag will, well, a sealed unit will be much better than what I'm trying to achieve here. Okay, so the only part that I'm missing here is this front part of this internal mechanism over here. And what this does is, as soon as you load the dart and you push forward, you prime the blaster and push forward, then what it does is, as you push forward, this little arm, you can see it blocks the dart there. See here? So it blocks the dart and it forces the dart into the breech. Okay, so without that, on a normal mag, what would happen is it would actually just end up pushing the dart out the barrel. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut this part off from this mag that I've built up to now. Yes, I'm changing direction. I'm not going to use this anymore, but I think for you guys that might want to do this at home, this might be a much cleaner bolt. Okay, just something else that I quickly need to discuss as well. This orange lever here at the back, okay, that is responsible for indicating whether this should be up or down. Okay, so as it pushes, as you pull this back and you bring it forward, it pushes onto this black part here, pulling it down or up. Okay, it has got a screw right there, okay, that I have removed right now. Okay, if you look at the existing internal mag of the Fortnite blaster, you'll see that it has got an area like this here, and that is so that that screw can move freely in this area over here. With a normal mag, your mag has got these I'm not sure what you want to call it, but lines or reinforcing areas, whatever you want to call it, but these vertical lines, okay, that's protruding out of the blaster. What happens is, if you put your mag into that, what happens is that the screw gets caught on it, and so it goes clack 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 clack. So you can see on this blaster, on this mag, I already machined away, filed away those ridges. Okay, but it's still not working 100%. So what I've decided to do now is to remove the screw entirely, and I'm actually just going to glue this orange part in there. Okay, so that I don't need a screw. Okay. Alright, so let's continue with this, with me changing direction. So as I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this, but this is a much better idea. Okay, here we go. Okay, so with that part glued in, I'm going to try and remove this mechanism over here from this internal mag, and I'm going to try and fit it to the existing, well, sealed unit or complete mag. Let's see how it goes. Other question remaining. Flush. Okay, for those that's watching, you can now see this part that I've cut off needs to go flush in against the mag. And remember, if you've got it in this position with a dart loaded, the black part must be down. Okay, it must not be pointing up. Okay, so one way of making sure that works is just by making sure it is compressed while the prime handle is closed, and just make sure it clips in. and then if you fit the mag, you will naturally get its position. Okay, now for me to glue this. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to cool down, let's start fitting the rest of this blaster and putting it back together. Okay, so the plunger. Let's check something actually. So that presses into it. Okay, then it's got this little cap at the back of the plunger. Okay, make sure that the gap with the screw is pointing down. Oh, gap with the spring, I'm sorry. Okay, like so. The actual trigger and catch mechanism has got two little studs, and they just go into these areas over here and here and over here. So it's 3 areas. Okay, then when putting the trigger in, make sure that the little catch, the orange part, is pushing into the plunger tube where the spring is located. Okay. And basically that is it. Okay, so before we go any further, let's just see at least if it primes. Okay, and it does. And as you can see, there is your magazine. You can see the internal, you can see where the dart pusher is inside. And now I'm going to fill the mag up. And if my plan works as I thought, as my whole thinking was all the time, you should just be able to push the darts in from the top. So it's not as convenient as loading a new mag, but at least it gives you more capacity with your Fortnite blaster. So there you go guys, the Fortnite blaster with an extended 12 dart mag. I hope you enjoyed this video. Vita Brito, I hope you're happy and you're going to try this at home. As you can see, it's pretty cool. See you guys next time. Cheers.